jump in on, man. That's nice.
Take a break.
Woo!
Take a break. Did you know?
I did not know. I did not know. I'm going to get down and just say hello to them. I'll come back.
Well, with that note, I want to thank Frankie Rae for being back with us here on Carl's Corner for a fourth time. And I wanted to start off where we left off about 4 or 5 weeks ago when you were just about ending your semester there in Nashville. And when a little bit of a surprise that happened in your family.
Yes, sir.
Welcome again, Frankie.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. I'm like I said, I'm happy to be back in Jersey, man. And yeah, that surprise was awesome. That was the second to last show in Nashville at the Why Not Saloon. My favorite, love them guys. And family, basically big old surprise from the family.
I have to show it one more time because people probably just saw that and just like your actual style, like how you are, then what the fuck?
What the
I'm
fuck?
not gonna cry. This is my family all the way from Jersey, man. They just.
So you basically were very surprised, right? You had no
clue.
clue.
It was. See, when I'm performing like that, man, I'm in a zone, and it's very difficult to get me out of that zone. And if you really catch me off guard, it'll turn into something completely different. And that song, Seven Spanish Angels, it ends. I always ended it with a nice like big belt. You know, it's another angel home, and it goes out, and it turned into holy shit, right? Because I was so caught off guard. And the cool thing was they had asked me, they're like, did you have any clue? And I'm like, no. I think, Carl, you just asked me, like, did you have any clue, Frank? I was like, no, I did not. And there was maybe one moment a couple days before where my sister, she had been telling me that two of her friends were going to Nashville. That's my sister Gina there. And she told me that a couple of her friends, Ross and John Diamond, owner of Diamond's Deli and Grill in Winona, we'll talk about that in a little bit, they were going out to Nashville to just kind of have a good time, and they wanted to see me perform. So they came out, saw me perform, and we had a good old time. And Ross started filming, and surely soon after that video ended, they came walking in right after that song had ended, and my family, and I just, I broke down, man. I was tearing up a little bit. It was a big surprise. And when you're going through finals week and it's really stressful and you got all these really cool shows that you're doing and your family's 800 miles away, it's really hard to do. And so when they showed up, it really made a lot of things better. And so, yeah.
Nothing better than family, right?
Nothing better than family, man.
Did they bring any food?
Oh, no.
I know.
I was leaving in a week or two anyway. So, I mean, they just taunted me. But we wound up getting some good Southern food out there, stuff that I don't usually get to drive out and get when I'm just by myself. So we were able to go do a bunch of that stuff. So that was
I'm going to, obviously everything we're talking about is very positive, but there's two pictures here. I know one thing happened that I saw this picture and I had to read it and go, so.
Oh yeah.
What happened?
Things are really positive and things are not always positive. We had one more show. Oh, me and the guys. That's so funny.
That's classic.
I'm sorry. That is great. That's going to be in the Hall of Fame one day. So what happened was we went up to Friends in Low Places to do one more rooftop show. It was our last show in Nashville. This was like 3 days before we left. We went upstairs and we get there and there's a private event going on. They had a miscommunication and it was as simple as that. They were super sorry and super apologetic, and we were totally okay with it. I mean, it definitely was kind of like, we didn't have to do another show. You know what I mean? Like we were looking forward to it, but sadly it just, things happen. So yeah, but we did have a show cancellation. It was out of our control, but we got some good pictures after the show out of it. We got down to
classic though.
Yeah, we got down to Broadway and we were like, yeah, let's do it. One more show, boys. It's gonna be good because it was the last show for all four of us. And then it canceled. We were like, oh, okay. And we went back and we just hung out. We got some pizza and had a good night after that. So, it wasn't anything too bad. I think we were all little happy to just have a break. So
it's funny,
but,
little by little, showing you the way the business is, because I know
yeah,
some band back in the day in the 70s or whatever,
Yeah.
they actually went to the wrong city. This is before GPS and everything. And there was actually a bar by the same name that they were supposed to go to, but they were in the wrong city. And they say, no, that's Indiana. We're in Missouri. Like, what are you talking about? So anyway.
Yeah, man. It's funny when things, honestly, I think it's not even frustrating yet. You know what I mean? Like, I know there will be a time where a cancellation like that can be frustrating, but I think because it was kind of one of our first big like cancellations, I think we were like, all right, this stuff happens. It shouldn't, but it does, and nobody's really angry. It was planned to be a good show, but they had just a miscommunication. But the big thing is, in the big picture, there is in this business, this stuff sadly does happen, and I think like that kind of stuff can happen in any business. I think it should. If it doesn't, it's immortal because things just like that happen. But the music business is a crazy business, and it's very fast moving. You can, like I said, like we got to the place, we went down, we paid for park and all that fun stuff. And no sooner were we in, we were completely, we were out. Cause it was just, we weren't needed, so that stuff happens.
Did you get your parking money back? Did you get your parking money back?
So parking, we were out of there so fast, parking was free. So that was a win.
So now I have this queued up now. Was this the last big performance that what this is? I wasn't there, and I felt the excitement right from here. So what was that your last performance down there?
Yeah, that was the last big performance down in Nashville. Like you said, the excitement, man. There was a reason that Friends in Low Places posted that video, and you see at the beginning they posted that comment that says, it says something along the lines of "Love your job as much as Frankie Rae loves what he does," and that is truly, it's the truth. I love what I do so much, and it's very hard for me to sit here and just explain it in words, because the best way I can explain it or show it to you is do what I do best on stage. But there was just something about that day that proved it all to me. I think I was able to finally show you guys as the audience, that I do love what I'm doing. And I really, it hurts when I see somebody who doesn't love what they do. You know what I mean? And it's just, there's so many emotions that get pent up with it when you're on that stage, performing with your best friends, looking out at the audience, and you're doing what you love. I mean, I sit here and I watch myself up there, and I critique myself? Yes, but I sit there and I watch myself and I just say, that is a guy who is having the time of his life. And then I go, oh shit, that's me. Like, I'm that guy. And I don't like to, like, I don't want to sound as humble or anything, but that is the truth. I don't want to lie to you guys. Like, I go up there and I do what I love, and I see that you guys love it, and that just makes it even better for me. And my friends, the guys that I work with, all there in that band, they do the same exact thing, and they have the time of their lives. And we leave with the biggest smiles on our faces. And I mean, I leave with a half broken back and a limping leg, because I just go up there and I have the time of my life. But we still leave with a smile on our face. I mean, and these pictures and these videos just capture those little glimpses into the fun that we have on stage. And like I tell people all the time, go out to a show, go and see it, see it for yourself. But that's why this medium is so good, just to just to talk about it, yep.
But to actually show the clip, and
exactly,
because you're into it. This is it. Now, on my page about 2 weeks ago, I put down, somebody put a collage together
Yeah.
of video of Jimmy Page doing the riff on Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
And it's video, and it's just, you could just see him. He's in another zone.
Yep.
He did, his hair, but they edited it perfectly. And I said, talk about, in the zone. And I wish, and then maybe another life I could come back and really be that, because I have so much music inside me, but I just don't, for some reason, I never put it into a guitar or whatever, but I appreciate it. But with your pictures and yours, it's there. It's genuine. So that's why I knew you were the real thing from the beginning.
Yeah. There is a video of Pavarotti, and he's singing Nessun Dorma. That's what he's singing. And he hits the vincero, right? He hits that huge note there. And you see him like finish the note, and he kind of just like calms, his face relaxes, and then he like sits back and his eyes get real wide, and then he just smiles, and the music's playing around him, and you get these chills, and you're looking in this guy's eyes, and you see something. He entered like a different dimension or something, right? Well, I did some research on that video, and there was this guy who was like, I guess like a psychic or whatever, and he was all like that. When it comes to singers who experience something like that, they call it like the glimpse of heaven, or like they call it like a glimpse of God, or like a glimpse of an angel. And it's the idea that these performers get into a moment where they do something so spectacular that impresses them to a point where they are completely separated from everything, and they just see the beauty of what they just did, and just the beauty of how true, like how great it feels to just be able to share your love through music and your love to these people and to the world. And so in this clip of Pavarotti, he just belts out this note, and then he just sits back and he's like, wow, and they say, it's almost like he saw God, and he saw the beauty of heaven. And that's a beautiful thing, man. I mean, I think everybody should thrive for something like that.
Well, I think I've taken it, I guess in my years, I've taken it to a different level, and I'm very big into astronomy and the universe and all that. And when theoretical physicist Nico Kaiku came up with string theory about 30 years ago, and then there's a vibration in the universe. This is why human beings are tuned to certain frequencies,
right,
with different music. And then, you're really tuned in. Paparazzi's, Jimmy, they're all there tuned into this frequency. They can't get enough of it. It's part of their DNA, just like food. I remember him, reading his bio. He took his guitar everywhere. Keith Richards, George Harrison. That guitar was with them even when they went to bed. Now, I don't know. Do you take your guitar to bed with you?
I don't take my guitar to bed, but it's close to my bed. It's in its case right next to my bed, sleeping in its bed.
There you go. So all of the greats, it was their appendage because of the vibration they were able to do, and where it came from, they don't know. Even on certain of the classic Stones songs from the 60s, and in the interview with Keith Richards, he goes, I don't know, it just came to me, and I'm sure with your music. So
there's moments where I've sat back and had that epiphany, where I felt like there was this vision of greatness, this vision of a higher power. And I truly, I mean, I agree with you, man. There is some form of vibration that connects me to the music. I see it in my friends. And in those artists like that, like Pavarotti, there's just such this physical connection that he has to this not so physical connection, this mentality, I guess. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And I thrive for it. There's always something you're thriving for on stage. And me, it's just, I thrive for the feeling of being able to make people happy. That's a great thing to do.
Now that you brought up Pavarotti though, I remember watching his documentary a while back, and he said he would have this immense stage fright within a half hour to 20 minutes before, and he would actually have to go. And I had to say it. He would have to go throw up. Now, but then and even Sinatra and Streisand, that first, until they start singing those first couple of notes, they're petrified. But then once they start singing and they feel that connection with the audience, they're fine. So I have to ask you, as a new artist getting into it, do you have any of that also?
100%.
Do you have any kind of?
There was, when I first started performing, I never necessarily had stage fright. I never was bad enough to a point where I was throwing up. But to get real crazy, I have a routine before every show now because of what happened in the past. So in my first few big shows in musical theater, I would get on stage maybe about 25 minutes before the show started. And I'd get backstage and I'd start hearing the crowd roll in and hear the music and stuff, and the curtains close and it's dark. And for some reason, that made my adrenaline push to where I would have to go, anything that I ate that day was coming out. So nowadays, I don't necessarily get nervous before a show. I never really have. It's usually that first 30 minutes before is when it starts kicking in. I don't eat the day of a show. I'll eat real heavy the night before. The whole day of a show, no matter if the show's at 8 o'clock at night or if it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I don't eat. I basically fast. It's just a natural thing. It doesn't harm me in any way. It doesn't it's not necessarily like a medical issue. It's just I don't eat. I just don't have a craving to eat food, and that usually stops me from having to go sit on the toilet for 5 minutes. But I usually do right before the show, and it's so funny, like talking about bodily functions on Carl's Corner right now. But I usually have
I brought it up, so don't feel bad.
No, you're fine. No, you're totally fine. I definitely.
I got nervous doing this Carl's Corner. Can you believe that? So
dude, I usually have to pee. Like, that's my biggest one nowadays. Yes. Is just like I look at somebody and I'm like, I gotta pee, like really bad. And then I get on stage and I'm fine for the whole show. And then when I get off stage, man, I eat like a bear. It's bad.
The body knows what it's doing. It has to put all its energy in different things. So it doesn't really need food. You have enough in your system, and and enough. You have to stay hydrated. You have to have water and all that. But it's. I know this is a
ton of water. That's usually it. I mean, I can't remember the last time I ate before a show.
Yeah, so obviously this is going on its own little, but it gives you performers and how they're really they just see a performer up there and whatever. But I think I was always in awe from a young kid going to my first shows at the old Atlantic City Steel Pier at 13 years old. It was the Motown Revue, it was the Temptations. Four Tops and the Supremes, iconic, awesome. Hall of Fame, amazing. Yeah. But then as I got older, and then you would see shows, but then I'd always look about how it's getting done. Yep. And I'll never forget, before Kenny Rogers ever really got big, he was with this group called The New Edition. And he was Atlantic City Steel Pier, and there was an elevated stage, but you could almost be like, and I actually was so close to be able to see his tonsils. But you could just see the command of this band in front of people, and and I said, wow, that's power. And then as I started going to the Spectrum shows, the Stones and all the iconic, and they all have it. And Frankie, this is why I said, Frankie, you have it. So
I appreciate it.
Okay. We finished now with your with Nashville, that last show.
Yes, sir. It was awesome.
And you have, like it says, your summer residency, New Jersey residency. Yep. And I think you've already had 2 on this.
Yep. So those top 2 are done. And I'll tell you a bit about those in a minute. I also have 2 more to add to that list. We're going to be updating it soon. But I thought, where better else to announce those 2 new shows that we're adding than on Carl's Corner podcast. So if you're all right with that, we'll do that.
No, you can't. No.
I got it all written out here for you, buddy.
It's a shame you didn't mention it to me, because I could actually I forgot to put it on the banner. I could do that.
Look, it's totally fine. No issue.
Well, I'm just thank you. I can actually do this. Here we go.
There you go. Look at that. So the first one that we're adding, which is going to be is going to be the next show that we're doing publicly, is the Mile in Runnymede. That's going to be June 14th. So that's next Friday, I believe. And they're hosting a country night, and so they reached out and they want to do 7 to 10 p.m. So we'll be out there 7 to 10. Going to be a good old time. And that's the Mile in Runnymede country night, June 14th.
Now, I'm not even familiar with that place. What is that place?
So the Mile, it's like a little pub. It's nothing too crazy. They got a bar. They got really good food. They have a great restaurant.
Is it down from the Philly Diner? Is it down from the Philly Diner?
It's right. Is it right past the Philly Diner? Yeah, right past the Philly Diner. So if you keep going past Philly Diner, it's on the right. It's down by Marino's, I believe. Do you remember Marino's Pizza?
I think I do.
Yeah, it's across the street from Marino's Pizza.
Okay.
It's a great place right here in Runnymede, super local. Right after that, then we're going back to Riley's Pub for our second night there. It's going to be June 21st. That'll be 6 to 9. That's at Valley Brook Golf Course right here in Blackwood. After that, we're looking at St. Teresa's Carnival, which is a 7 p.m. start. Me and the Diamond DJs, Ray Curry from the Diamond DJs, will be kind of going back and forth. So that's going to be super fun. That's the Holy Child Parish Lawn Festival, St. Teresa's.
So your uncle's going to be there with you.
Yeah, that's Diamond DJs and Frankie Rae, like kind of partnered. We're going to be going back and forth. He's going to DJ a little bit. I'll take a break. I'll do some songs. So it's going to be a good time. That's June 27th there. Then we're jumping to June 29th. We have the John W. Lex Jr. Memorial Ride hosted I'll be at the Blackwood VFW part of that. If you would like to enter a motorcycle, you're going to start at the Salem VFW, and then you'll ride to the Blackwood VFW. At the Blackwood VFW that day, I'll be performing 2 to 4 p.m., and there will be a 50-50 food, cornhole, and, of course, music. And, it's going to be a good time. That's June 29th. After that, then for the 4th of July celebration, I'm in the talks of figuring out stuff for the day, the 4th of July, that Thursday. But that Saturday, July 6th, I will be performing at the Gibbsboro 4th of July celebration. That'll be held. Address to be. I'll put the address here on the list because I don't have it at this time. But that'll be 12 to 3 p.m. July 6th, Saturday. And there'll be a nice Gibbsboro 4th of July parade that day. And then at the end of the parade, it stops for a nice big barbecue. And that's what I'll be performing at. And then after that, as of right now, our last gig at home is going to be here. The last gig of the residency is going to be at the Golden Nugget Tavern in Berlin. That's 1 to 4 p.m. on the back patio. And that's July 21st. That's going to be an awesome gig. We have tons of great people coming out. It's going to be a good time. The food at the Nugget is incredible. If you haven't been, get the wings, extra crispy and wet, and just delicious food, awesome time, and it's going to be great music. So come check it out. And other than that, we can talk about the last 2 gigs that we had here in Jersey if you want to do that, Carl. You cool with that?
Definitely, you'll have to be back by the end of the month to promote the beginning, the July 4th weekend.
Of course. Obviously. Yeah, that's going to be a good time. We'll get on before.
And even if it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it's just jump on and do that.
Oh.
But
so at that point, I might be able to tell you some stuff about possibly Nashville, depending on how we're doing with
cool.
that. So
anything else? So we're going to talk about the Diamond Deli and Grill, right?
Yep. Yeah, and the Riley's Pub from the 10th there. So Riley's Pub gig at the 10th, that was the first night of the New Jersey Residency. It was a great old time, incredible crowd. The people really showed up and showed a lot of support. That was the first night we also started selling merch.
Where's Riley's Pub at, Frankie? For people
that's at Valley Brook. That's at Valley Brook Golf Course.
Now, I wonder, Ron Jaworski still owns that place?
Yep, that's all Ron Jaworski. Yep.
Because I remember still doing a lot of weddings there and had to deal with his wife all the time. That was amazing. But anyway.
That's crazy. But yeah, so that was a good old time. And then we just this past weekend did Diamond's Deli and Grill in Winona. We're going to try and look at booking some more gigs there because it was just a good old time, a beautiful little setup. A lot of people came out. It was a great time. Got to meet some really cool people that I've never met before, some new locals that I've never met. So it kind of gave me a new touch on different parts of New Jersey. So it was really nice to be able to get out there and see that. But yeah, as you can see, my messy setup with my speaker and everything, and I just brought it out.
What's the backstory and how you met the owner there to be
Yeah,
able
so
to
John Diamond, the owner of Diamond's Deli and Grill, he opened Diamond's
do
Deli
that?
not too long ago. I think it's only been open a couple years now. And John, I met him in Nashville through my sister. My sister he was the guy basically my sister was telling me about, Ross and John. And so John Diamond was there and saw what we did in Nashville, fell in love with the stuff and fell in love with the whole idea. And so he had us come out and do a show at his venue, his restaurant. The food there is incredible, y'all. So please check out Diamond's Deli. Go check him out. He's in Winona, New Jersey. Incredible food. It is a deli, but it's got a lot of, you can sit down, you can eat, you can enjoy a meal. It's delicious. Great stuff. Really.
People who are not that familiar with the Jersey, because I have people here in California, maybe people in Nashville, tell them what they would be able to have on the menu, because I don't have pictures of showing it, but you can do the best.
It's actually really cool. He's got a lot of cool stuff on this menu. He does a lot of Italian dishes, but he also does like seafood stuff too. He kind of goes all over the map. His specials change every day, which is really nice. He's got an incredible chef back there. You're looking at anywhere from like a nice chicken parm plate to a pasta plate, or you can get really cool sandwiches, paninis, all that fun stuff. Like I said, I believe he did some seafood stuff throughout the night. So he just kind of goes all over the map, and it's all made fresh. Delicious food, like I said. There was roast pork. I did have a little bit of that, a roast pork sandwich, like I know you, Carl, love. So
I'm dying for one out here, because
I know, and that's what I had when I was there. I had a roast pork sandwich. It was delicious. So this guy's cooking up some really cool stuff, and he's got an incredible little place. It's in a beautiful area. It's right across from the park there in Winona. So it's like,
I think I know exactly where it is. It's right. Isn't there like the train?
Yeah, it's right there by the railroad tracks, and it's
that's how far back I go. Yeah,
right on the corner. Yeah, it's on a corner.
Actually, it's like, is it a store also? Because back when I remember back in the 90s when I was with the old shop.
It may have been a store when he bought it. He's now got it all connected to, it's all just a restaurant. But I believe it could have been like a corner store.
I know exactly where it is. It's obviously to go there. I think that the old previous owner used to advertise a little bit back with me back in the old Shoppers Guide days back in the 90s. But I always remember I'd be talking, all of a sudden you would hear a train go by, whatever.
Oh yeah,
I don't think trains go by anymore. But so cool. So you mentioned that for the upcoming, I can't believe we're already beginning of June. Now you're going back at the beginning of August back to Nashville?
Yeah, so I'll be here in August for about 2 weeks, and then we'll be going back to Nashville. And me and the guys have been keeping in touch. We've got new music that we're starting to learn and a whole new list of songs on top of the fun stuff that we already do. So the cool thing will be, once we're back on stage, we'll be bringing you fresh music, a lot of my music that we've been working on, just tons of fun stuff. We are excited to be back, and we're hoping to see have a good, consistent booking schedule for you guys to go check out. So if you are in the Nashville area, you're planning to go to the Nashville area, always keep looking at my Instagram and Facebook to see for where we're going to be, because we'll always be on top of that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're planning to do some really cool stuff, hoping to do some more ticketed shows, which will be really intimate performances with me and the band. That'll just be us doing a lot of my music and songs that are maybe a little bit more meaningful to me that I want to express and cover in my own way. Those will be the shows to really get a feel for Frankie Rae. The biggest thing you guys can do is support. Just come out, come see a show, check it out. When you buy merch, a lot of that money goes back into creating more merch for you guys, but also goes into the business and helps us do things better, and helps us be better for you guys. So yeah, we're also looking at possibly doing some charity involved with that stuff, possibly Alex's lemonade stand. So I'm still talking with some people about that, but I'm really excited to hopefully bring that into the whole performance as well, and all that fun stuff. So,
well, what about the original stuff and recordings?
All of that stuff is still in the air at the moment. We are talking with, I'm still working with my mixing engineer to just make sure we're getting all the mixing done and the final cuts ready. We've had to change some things up. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to release every song as the EP, but we are going to release one song a little bit earlier than the rest to make it easier for our mastering engineer, kind of just send him all the music, all that fun stuff. But also just kind of makes things a little bit easier for all my engineers and to work with some of my engineers. So releasing is looking around sometime in August or September. So just keep a really stable eye out for any announcements. And Carl, I'll let you know as soon as we're ready to start announcing that stuff, and we can do a podcast on that too to really promote that.
Where do you think you're going to be releasing it at? And obviously, the records and CDs are no more; it's all streaming. So
yeah. So I'd like to, since it's EP, I'd like to. We're planning to release it through a program called DistroKid, which is basically going to allow you to listen to it on Apple Music. It's going to release it to Spotify. It's going to release it to YouTube. It's going to release it to any platform that you can think of. It'll be released. And so if you pay for a subscription for Apple Music or Spotify, you'll be able to buy it there. Also, along with the merch, I'd like to possibly burn a couple CDs up and put them up for sale at a decent price. So you guys can buy the EP, listen to it on CD if you're a CD listener. I'll have a couple different options for hard copy. A lot of that stuff's coming back nowadays, so it'd be really cool to possibly put it on vinyl. So yeah, once we're at that moment, then we'll talk more about that. But I personally love CDs. I love listening to CDs, so I think it'll be really cool to possibly share that with you guys in that way as well. But yeah, also on top of merch, since we're talking about that type of stuff, I also have T-shirts and koozies available now. So we just recently sat down and kind of harvested a bunch of T-shirts together and sold out most of our stock at our first show. So thank you guys so much for purchasing T-shirts. Like I said before, it all goes back into the company, so it helps us grow. T-shirts all sizes, kids small all the way up, or no, we do adult small all the way up to 3X adult. So we can, at this time we have to make some more, but we'll be selling them at the next couple shows. So be sure to look out for that.
Now they're going to be available on your website. Maybe
So I'm in the
merch.
process so I'm in the process of setting that all up. The website's kind of being a little finicky with how to set up the store.
That's why I didn't post it today.
Yeah, it's kind of finicky. It is up there, so you can see the samples. You can see what we're looking at. What you can buy. It does. The pictures are up. You are able to purchase through the website. I recommend most people right now just buy them at the shows if you're able to, or if you can't reach out, if you can't necessarily purchase one at one of the shows and you want to purchase online, just send us out an email through the contact form and just say, hey, I'm looking to purchase this size shirt. And can you possibly ship it if you're out of state? And we can figure out something about just the cheap shipping and get it shipped out to you guys. It's really no biggie. If there's anybody from out of state that would like to purchase anything. But we have shirts, we have the normal size koozies, and then we also have the slim can koozies, which are a little bit longer as of right now. And coming soon, we're going to have hats that are going to be really nice. We've been messing around with a couple different prototypes of hats, so we're really excited to be sharing those with you. We're also looking at possible keychains at the moment, which would be really cool to have for you guys. And I think it was keychains and one other thing. Oh, geez, I can't remember. If I remember, I'll let you know. But we're looking at a bunch of different stuff and trying different prototypes. So check it all out when you guys see.
Well, I have to ask one other question now that you go back to Nashville. Now, I know your uncle is handling some of your business fairs and stuff. Now, do you have any representation in Nashville? Because what's the ultimate goal now? To get signed by a label to do a tour?
The ultimate goal is to find a company that's willing to put an investment into my what I've built so far, and basically put an investment in me and take a risk factor of helping me record my music and helping me get more shows and book shows and get my name out there. That's the ultimate goal. And for this coming year of 2024 and 2025, I'd really like to hopefully, find some people to look at me and watch me. It's a recruiting game in a way, it's to be there at the right time, and so my goal for this next couple years is to get as many shows as possible booked, bring the band out with me, show people what we do best, try to get into some festivals and stuff like that where we could possibly be looked at, reach out to companies, and really just try to put ourselves out there and put the name Frankie Rae in their mouths. And I think me, along with the guys and the team, all for Frankie Rae, we're ready to start pushing as much as we can. The other day I was talking to my uncle, and we were just talking about the New Jersey Residency. And we have shows booked almost every weekend to every other weekend in New Jersey alone. And that was our goal from the beginning for the New Jersey Residency. So just having this opportunity to be able to perform this much in New Jersey truly was an honor in its own right. So, thank you for the people who made that happen. But just having those weekends booked, it really shows potential that now that we have the material, we can start to push into some newer, higher heights, and really try to just get out there even more and spread the music, spread the love, the stuff that you guys see on stage in these videos. We want to do that everywhere that we possibly can. So I'm going to keep pushing as long as people keep pushing for the music. So I don't see myself going anywhere anytime soon as of anything other than performing. So we're going to keep doing it. We're going to have a good time, whether it's me with my guitar or it's me with the band. We're going to do it. That's the goal. So go out there and do it.
I love the logo. Did you design it yourself?
Yep. Yeah, I designed it off of I use Poster My Wall. I'll give them a little shout out. I use Poster My Wall for like 90% of my promos. It truly, they have a lot of awesome options. So they had this really cool font. I was able to just kind of make that up, and I wanted something that kind of just was ragged, but also really cool looking and professional in a way. And I thought that looked like I was just coming out of 1776 with that font. But but all in all, it's a cool logo. I was able to make it myself.
Question: have you trademarked it?
Have not. We're looking in the process of doing that and all that.
I would, because there could always be somebody say, "Well, mine has the little thing like mine," and blah blah blah, and want to cover your base just with that to see the little TM on the bottom of it.
Yep.
So
yeah.
Now, with your schedule, I know you said you have them around July, but do you have anything booked or possibly for the Jersey Shore before you go back to Nashville?
Jersey Shore, I had one kind of lead pop up recently. So, and it's going to be around the Brigantine area. So be on the lookout for that. I can't talk much about it yet because we don't have anything set in stone. But we are kind of talking with some people about possibly doing something in Brigantine, which would be really
people
cool.
People who are not that familiar with New Jersey, Brigantine is right outside of Atlantic City. So to give them it's about 50 miles from where you're now living in Blackwood. So Jersey's pretty big. People don't think how big Jersey is, and even down by
it's
the
a couple
Jersey
hours to get to top to bottom.
Almost down to Cape May, which is about 100 miles from where you're at. But Brigantine, I know there's a few venues there that I know I haven't been there a while, but there always used to be a few places down there. So okay, that's cool. I can't wait to hear any of the new stuff, buddy.
Buddy.
How many tracks do you think you're going to have with an EP?
We're going to have anywhere from 3 to 5 songs in the new EP. There's some songs. There's a few songs in there that are ready to go. They're perfect. And there's about 1 to 2 that I'm still in the air about, because music doesn't come out perfect every time you do it. You know what I mean? Every one try. So I want to make sure it's the best for you guys. But as of right now, it's looking like it's going to be about 5 songs. These are the songs out of a whole handful of stuff that we fought back and forth with to figure out what was best for the EP. And I think these songs are really going to show. So I'm just making sure it's really it's a nitpicky game of just making sure every millisecond of the song is perfect. And so hopefully it'll be that full 5. If not, it'll probably be around 4. But plan to look out for possibly having 5 new songs to add to your playlist for the fall and winter seasons. It's going to be awesome.
If I might say, what kind of genre? I know you're in that country mode, but are they all different?
So in Nashville, I mean, performing country is the big deal. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing. I'm a country boy. I love singing country, and I market myself as a country music singer songwriter. A lot of my music itself comes out more country folk or country Americana. It's really just that's just the voice, I guess, the voice style. But we do have, so the cool thing about this EP is each song is different in its own way. We have the song Funny Feelings and Lady in White, which are more traditional 2-steppy kind of country music, old fashioned country music. Then you have this one song that I have on there. Oh, geez. Lord Almighty, help me. What is the song? It's
we got all the time, buddy.
I forget my name. I forget the name of my own friggin' song. But I have one of these songs in there that is like a southern, western, southwest kind of like Spanish, Tex-Mex kind of sound, with a Santana inspired solo. There's just so many. It's Cried at Dawn. That's the song. Cried at Dawn. It took me a minute to remember the name of my own song. Imagine what it's like trying to remember the words. Cried at Dawn. That is more of a Tex-Mex kind of sounding southern sound with that Santana Spanish kind of vibe, and just a little flamenco guitar played in there. Cool stuff like that, And then you have Hello Catherine and My Heart, which are more ballady, folky kind of songs. So big inspiration for that singing sound, the vocal sound at least, has been Lyle Lovett, who sings a lot of country but also folk and Americana. He markets himself as folk, but he does have a lot of country sounding songs. So I'm starting to think that a lot of my music's going to come out in that range, but probably, hopefully will be liked by the country music fan base and also that Americana folk community that is growing today too, alongside the country community. So we'll see. But those are the 5 songs. They're all got their own little taste. I feel like every song in there is kind of for everybody. There's a song for everyone. So I'm excited to see how you guys feel about them.
Well, I can't wait to start, to hearing them. And if you could give me the heads up when you do that and be the first one on there, I'd really would be honored and, get this thing up and moving, because I did see the potential and it's wonderful. This is the 4th one, and I'm just got my calendar in front of me. We have to come back on the 29th in 3 weeks to get to July 4th and have your updated there for, I'm sure you'll probably fill in, a couple more dates in July, but I think you're on your way, buddy. And then, all we do, when you mention if you do another promo, is just all I ask. When if you go on the page, it's just, like and subscribe to the page, because here I am with my fledgling page, and I could just barely got over 100 subscribers. Come on, I need more subscribers. Come on,
you gotta get it. Everybody should be subscribing to Carl's Corner right now.
I know. Well, just even though it's the YouTube page, it's my regular name, but it's the ones I've been doing that have been pretty cool. But I really enjoy this and can't wait to hear all the new music. And
I love being on here.
Well, I appreciate it, because look, not only have your people and family back in Jersey, I have some of my people here in California, and obviously your fan base and your people back in Nashville. And everybody's going to saying, hey, because there's a few places out here that are, some country. There's a place called the Stampede here in Temecula that, it's, country line dance. It's a huge venue. They could probably about 1,000 people in the place. And I'd love to see you pack it maybe in another year or two, with whatever's going on. But, but anything else that maybe we did not say that we forgot?
I think I covered everything on my list I got sitting here in front of me. Just thank you guys again. Thank you, Carl, for having me, buddy. And I love being on here, and we'll be on here soon for to talk about the 4th of July.
Yeah,
So,
I appreciate it.
yeah,
So next time, if you have that updated, and we'll
yeah,
put it in there. And then,
yeah,
hey, if anytime you just want to pop in on something, but I
yeah,
can't wait to hear some of the new music. And at that
yeah.
point, you only be able to play maybe like 10, 15 seconds of it rather than play the whole
Totally
thing on
fine.
there.
Totally
That's
fine.
cool.
We should have some promo videos posted as we're trying to promote the EP coming out. So those will be perfect to show.
That'll be perfect too. That'll be on YouTube or some other
Yeah,
medium.
they'll
That'll
be
be
all
on.
over YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. You'll find them everywhere. So wherever's easiest for you, we can make it happen.
Sounds good, buddy. Well, I appreciate it again. And,
Oh, thank you.
good luck for what's coming up between now and the beginning. But we'll be talking in another couple of weeks for July. And
Yep.
we'll see you for a fifth time in about 3 weeks, Frankie. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Sounds
And
good, buddy.
yeah, have a great one.
All right.